This is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes Podcast. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just wanted to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes Podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go. Father, help your children. And don't let them fall by the side of the road. And teach them to love one another. And heaven might find a place in their hearts, 'cause Jesus is love.
He won't let you down.
And I know He is mine forever. In my heart.
Help me.
Woo! So y'all may be wondering why I picked that. Hello, welcome to the Minutes Podcast. I'm Stephanie. Thank you for joining me. You may wonder why I picked that song. James Williams was one of the biggest Commodores fans I've ever known. Still to this day. Huge fan. I say Commodores and not really Lionel Richie. Not that he didn't like Lionel Richie. He was a Commodores fan. On vinyl, he had this album that had this song called Jesus is Love. My father really was not a singer. He sang that song at the top of his lungs every time he heard it. Every single time. He loved that song. He also loved Brick House, but that's a whole different story. Okay, all right. I just want to let y'all know. The Commodores are a national treasure. And so is my father, and it's been 2 years since he has been here. And that was on my heart. Also, Whitney Houston was in my heart because also it's the anniversary of her passing as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Voice. Whitney Houston is the voice. And I guess other people have come to my mind. But yeah, just my father and Whitney. That's it. But I am here back on the mic. It has been a little while. I did a live a little while ago last month because I actually caught COVID. I thought this was not going to happen to me. I thought never, ever. And then I'm like, why do I see 2 lines? And I was like, oh. So yeah, that slowed me down. It took all the wind out of my sails, literally. But I am back and I am honored. No, I am privileged to have on the mic with me a dear soul. I have Miss Cook from the HIGHly Inappropriate podcast. She's also my friend, but y'all may just know her from the podcast and her funny Instagrams where she put out videos. I'm like, I need you to stop putting these up. I will block you. Because I'm tired of you driving down my little street, okay? You in your golf cart are funny driving down my street. I'm like, you ain't got to say it so loud. You can just add me later, sis. Hi.
Hey, girl. Hey. And Stephanie, how you doing? I can't complain. I'm here or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
So glad to have you. So glad to have
thank
you.
you. So glad to
So
hear your
it's
voice.
been a
Yes.
while. It's like, oof.
The last time really was what when we went to forego the show.
Yes, that was. Oh my gosh, and that was in no October, November, October.
That
Nope,
was
it
the
was after my
fall.
mother's birthday. It was after my mother's birthday,
Yeah.
so it was October.
Mhm. Hey, Miss Pamela. Mhm.
And by the way, y'all,
Mhm.
Afros and Oreos is coming back this October, and it's coming back to Baltimore. Hint him, hook. Hint him, Taria. I know she
Okay.
listened. I'm like, yeah, let me know. Don't worry. You might be getting an email about the, submission deadline about to presented Afros and Audios.
Look. Hey, Taria. Everybody say, hey, Taria.
You know what?
Give us
It be
all.
we will be so ridiculous. I'll be so ridiculous. I'm named this episode. Hey, Teresa. Did I get in this?
Yeah.
And like, you know why. You know why. So for
Mhm.
talking about, we have had this conversation, and I'm gonna give you all this disclaimer. Please understand, this is a whole conversation of we agree. It's just a lot of fucking pieces to this discussion.
Yeah.
So, a former football player who I think has 3 Super Bowl rings. I think he has 3. I know he at least has 2. I think he may have 3. Had um after taking, I guess, unlacing the cleats or whatever the boys say, he decided to go be a sports analyst. CBS fired his ass because they're like, look, you can't take your country ass voice. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
Sorry.
Ain't that a mess?
He was no James Brown.
He was. He's not no James Brown, who is like phenomenal and low key. He's Nate Burleson. Sans his Taylor Swift take, because I'm like, sir, shut up. It's like, sir, no, we're not. I'm not doing this with y'all, okay? But or Michael Strahan. It's like there are some like post athletes that do very well. You're like, because I'm like, oh, Tony Romo belong in that booth because he damn sure don't belong on that field. This is not the place. But this man who's double nickel, I think he's 56 now, uh, has parlayed that one episode of his sports analysis show we had on Durag and was talking like bouncing uh, a cigarette off his lip and had
A
Crown
black and
Royal.
mild,
Was it
actually.
Black him out? Okay, because I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
tell. I was like, what the hell? I'm like,
Black and mild. Mm-hmm.
this big
Let
ass
Skip know
country
that it ain't one
Negro
of
have on a do rag with this white man sitting across? Okay, all right, all right, all right. So he
those.
turned that into um Club Shay Shay, where he has a whole podcast. Now he got the nightcap with Chad 85. I'm sorry, it's not 85, it's 85. 85 in Spanish is not Ocho Cinco, y'all. I'm like, but the bad part about it is like, I don't think Ochiente is not going to work. It's like everybody be mispronouncing that. So Ocho Cinco, yeah, whatever. Um, he's parlayed that into a whole little. It's a podcast, I think it is, but it may just be a visual podcast. I'm gonna give people who have YouTube channels their grace about like it's a podcast. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We old, but we're just gonna say it's a visual podcast, and I can leave it right there. Um, where people come to discuss. Now, up until the Cat Williams interview, a lot of people didn't know he had a show. And I'm like, the thing about it is he's had other people on his show. He had the other kings of comedy on his show. Sans Bernie Mac, rest in peace forever.
Mm-hmm.
So he's had wait, I'm trying to think if he's had DL. I don't remember. But up until that Cat Williams episode, the interview that I thought was probably the most interesting for me was Kirk Franklin. Because he
Yeah.
was funny. It was funnier that he was calling Shannon Sharp young man and he's 3 years younger than him. I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
Kirk Franklin, please
So
go to hell. No, I'm serious. You're not going.
now listen.
Ain't that funny?
Okay, so this is my question. Speaking of
Mm-hmm.
the country bandit, the Juicy Mouth Bandit, because first it was TD Jakes was my Juicy Mouth Bandit, but Shannon is my new Juicy Mouth Bandit. TD is my
I'm going to have
swallowed
to
up.
ask what the heck
You know,
a
like when somebody talk and it sound like they just got saliva in his mouth. Shannon sound like he got
okay,
a lot of
okay.
phlegm in his throat when he talk.
Shan-
I
mm,
can't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm attracted to Shannon Sharp, so I'm thinking something dirty.
Look, I'm not knocking it. I just know it's not for me. Now, if I could
Big
knock
old
him
hunk of
down,
Hershey. I love it.
if I
Mm.
could knock him down, I'll take his old ass for a
Honey,
ride. I ain't saying that I
why,
wouldn't. I'm
child?
just
I'm
saying
sorry.
though,
I'm like, let me tell you something. I don't want to know what that mouth do on the mic. I want to know what that mouth do with something else.
girl, go on, get your life.
Now catch that. Okay, go
Get your
ahead. What's your
life.
question?
Did you see Mike Epps talking shit about the Cat Williams and Mike Epps show and then talking all that shit about Shannon Sharp?
Man, yes, I did. I'm like, see, Mike, why are you acting like I don't know why are you saying that? Because nigga, you just lied. Why are you doing this?
And the
You
thing
just
about it,
seem like the one
he
who
was
let that shit slide.
he was on stage and was like, fuck Cat Williams, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, nah, for real, like for real. I'm just mad he didn't say my name. Like, damn, Cat, I was in a movie with you. Why didn't you,
Uh-huh.
because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, it brought a lot of spotlight and awareness and views
Mm-hmm.
to a lot of people. So his
Mm-hmm.
gripe was
It
he
wasn't
didn't
me.
benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think also too, Shannon was on some, I did invite you on the show and you turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when Mike started talking greasy to Shannon,
Mm-hmm.
calling him, names and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I think they're gonna have a sit down
Good for
at
them.
the All-Star game in Indianapolis later this
Good for
month.
y'all. I'm gonna be Shannon Sharp is also the same man at his big ass age, about to get into a physical fight on the
I don't
floor at an
know.
NBA game. Girl, why are we doing this? It's like, Mike, why you see that's the thing. You thought he wasn't gonna address it. And even
Hmm.
though Chad Otocinco, he is you are clueless. You're like, yeah, you playing this. You acting like that nigga did not. Y'all had a group chat. You mean I don't know what you're talking about. He a damn lie. Yes, he do.
Hmm.
You know exactly who the fuck he talking about because y'all don't seem like we just co-work. We just co-workers and we don't talk about this.
Huh.
You know exactly who the fuck he talking about because you know it is. It's like, Mike, you got on that mic and said, I ain't there because I turned you down. He reached out to me and I told him no. And he's like, please don't ask me to pull the DMs where you actually asked to come. It's like,
Huh.
so it's gonna girl. It's like, Mike, the only reason why you see that's the thing, you wanted attention. He didn't give you exact attention, but everybody's like, oh, we know what the fuck you talking about. When he said mofo, I said, I'm like, nigga, you want to live on YouTube. You could just say motherfucker. What the hell you just say? Nigga, you're not gonna lie on my name. That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say. Like, we knew who the fuck you were talking about. And also, sidebar, people saying like, why Club Shay Shay the new Wendy Williams? That's not necessarily true. Do you know how much Wendy would have gave back to anybody that came on her show? The stuff that
First of all,
it's like there's
Cat wouldn't
no
have played in
fucking way.
Wendy Chase like he
He
played in
would not
Shannon.
have. She'd have been like, wait a minute, Cat, don't do that. Because I know,
Right.
because she would start naming. See, that's the thing. Cat was naming names, but Wendy would have named names too.
Wendy would have got on her sources and got the sourcing.
Well,
Talk
I'm like,
about what you
girl.
arrested for.
Mm-hmm.
She would have been like, so you says here you were arrested for intoxication.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the
Mm-hmm.
Wendy Williams. It's just that Shannon Sharp is a big country nigga that's attractive. We like him, honey. But he also seems like a place that uncle that'll listen to you, may challenge you a little bit, but you will feel comfortable enough to talk to him about anything. That is what people are seeing. Y'all know he is not Gayle King. He's not Tamron Hall. He's not an investigative journalist. He's not a journalist, period. He is just a well-liked dude who got 3 Super Bowl rings and got notoriety. People think he's funny, and they feel comfortable enough to come there because he's not going to talk to y'all like a Wendy Williams. So why would
Right.
you say this the new Wendy? Like, it's only messy because the people that y'all don't necessarily know that well or are are coming to talk. Now it's messy. I'm like, was it messy when Steve was there? Was it messy when Ricky
Mhm.
Smiley was there? Was it messy? Like, I can name names. Like, was it messy when they were there?
Nope.
Was
And
it
here's
messy
the
when Kevin
thing.
Hart was there?
I think we're dealing with a generation of people who just have not done their research. They're not
Low,
immersed in,
low.
as I refer to it, vintage tea. Because you know
Okay.
that's my jam. I
Because
love Mama loves a good vintage
honey,
tea.
can I tell you what's really funny?
Hmm.
People did not know when Kat brought up the Mark Curry thing. A lot of people didn't know that. I'm like, girl, wait, how is that? Mark Curry has oh girl, Mark Curry has
I think
never
Gen X is
walked
really
that back. He still talk about that shit to this day.
yeah. And the thing about it is, Gen X remembers a lot of these things because these are the
Mm-hmm.
people we grew up on.
And that, you
So
know what's
we
funny? I'm trying to figure out
remember
if I'm
hanging
Gen
with the.
X or a elder millennial because they keep changing the start date.
So for me, it's every 20 years, and the boomers were born in 48. So you skip up 20 years to 68, that's Gen X. And then 78 is like me, and I'm baby Gen X. And so they say 70, like 77 to 81 is like Zillennial, like a
Mm-hmm.
an in
That's what I'm saying.
between
I've heard
group.
two different things because I'm 81. So they're like, either
And then
like
everybody
Z.
else after
Oh,
81 is like
mm-hmm.
is a millennial.
Yeah,
But
because
my
then
thing is,
yeah.
yeah, it's like around that, but I look at it as I think there's overlap between Gen X, old Gen X, and
Mm-hmm.
baby boomers. Because I
Yeah.
was talking to a friend of mine and I was like, I think Monique is a baby boomer.
I'm trying to
She's
think, is she?
she's 1967.
Oh.
Yeah. So technically
Mm,
she is a boomer, but
yeah.
she grew up with Gen X,
See that.
right?
See that.
So I feel like for her and a lot of people that we're going to be seeing
Mm-hmm.
is there's going to be a lot of trouble kind of applying some of these new concepts. It's going to be a little struggle for them.
Mm-hmm. It's a struggle for them now, honestly, if I'm being honest.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the Cat Williams thing was like one. I'm like, I don't think y'all realize something. One, that's one of the, I think before the Monique episode, I think that was the longest interview in Club Shay Shay. He don't go past 90 something minutes. So the fact
Hmm.
that it was like almost it's like 2 hours and 47 minutes. I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, they took a page out of Cook's book. I'm
What?
like, ooh. I'm like, I gotta be they're like Cook. That's how I gotta be. They're like, I ain't adding nothing. It's all going in here. Argue with your mother. Sorry, that's fine. So I just it was a long it was a long interview, and it was interesting because I don't think a lot of people realize Cat Williams don't really do interviews. He don't talk to nobody. He ain't doing promo tours. He doing none of that shit. So the fact that we had him like 2 hours and 47 minutes of talking, he said a whole lot of shit. Was it 100% accurate? I cannot call that. I don't think it was, but again, it could be 100% from his perspective. That doesn't mean it's 100% factual. Two things could be
Right.
true.
Right.
This is 100% his perspective. Is it
Yeah.
100% factual? Probably like,
I think
oh,
in
you,
some
Dre,
of
how you doing?
that, he mixed in the truth with some,
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking jabs at you niggas.
Right.
Some of
Because
those were
like,
just straight up jabs.
yeah, it really was. Because I tell you, I'm like, girl, he like, I swear he wore Ricky Smiley low. And everybody's just like,
Mm,
and they're like, why is Ricky Smiley crying on his Instagram? Well, he was also grieving somebody. So if you really think this is about Cat Williams, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. Pretty
yeah.
sure that's the
That
last thing he.
yeah, Cat saying something about his son was hard because his son had like it was like a
Yeah.
year since his son had passed away, so it was
Yeah.
fresh for him.
It was just like, girl, what is happening here? So it's like it was like little stuff here and there. I think for the most part, the only people who really said stuff was Ricky and Steady. And Cedric's an interesting one because it's kind of like it don't really sound like he was lying.
It doesn't, but
It
also
don't.
T
It's
no
like y'all
one's
just
come
mad
out to
that y'all
say he
like
was.
right. It's kind of like y'all. It was very much like a now why he's saying something, not why is he lying. It was more of why are you talking? Like, because one, he don't do this. And he don't become the person who came after him a couple episodes after, dude,
Mhm.
he talks a lot. She also, to her credit, has not changed her story. See, that's the thing. It's like, and if you would have told me that her interview would have been longer than Kat's, I'd be like, girl, what? It's like,
Yeah.
no. And it's like, but the thing about it wasn't like it was that much longer, but it still was like, yeah, so did got a lot to say. Y'all just got a whole lot to say. Man. So I've always been of two minds with Monique. At the beginning,
Mhm.
when I started Mocha Minutes, the whole thing with Monique and Netflix came out. And I
Mhm.
said then, and I still maintain this, it's not that Monique is wrong. She's just a messenger that nobody don't want. Y'all don't want her to be this messenger. Hence why it seems like people were a little bit more empathetic and sympathetic to Raji.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, but we also kind of like Taraji. She ain't rubbed us the wrong way, allegedly. I will say this disclaimer: she has not rubbed Stephanie the wrong way, except for the airy ass legs. And you talking about you going to tap people in Target and say, "Girl, get your shit together." Let me take off this bonnet. Can we go down to the aisle where they got shaving cream so we can shave your fucking legs, bitch? See how this works?
Let me
See,
tell you
there's no
something.
fucking way. That pissed me off. That was the only thing I'm like, now Monique, shut up. Cause I'm like, ma'am, you had your hairy ass legs on the Oscar red carpet, and when people were talking about it, you were like, you basically told them in the nicest, shadiest, southern, churchy lady way to kiss your ass. So why are you walking up to somebody in a Target with a bonnet on or in a airport? Girl, fuck you.
Listen, as a bonnet wearer with hairy
Okay.
legs, I was up in arms
Cause I'm like,
when she
I'm
said that
getting
about
on a
bonnets. I ain't
floating
gonna hold
petri
you.
dish, and you want to tell me I gotta address it accordingly? Unless I'm on, if I'm on somebody's buddy pass, then you got every right to check me. If I have paid this ticket to get on this Spirit, I'm kidding. I would never fly Spirit. Um, if I'm getting on the flying petri dish, girl, I wish the hell you would tell me what to do. The only way you could tell me how to dress is if I'm on somebody's buddy pass. Then it's like, well, no, you're right.
I
Everybody
ain't
else,
gonna hold you. I'm glad my finances delivered me from the shackles of Spirit Airlines because
girl,
the
it's like,
last time I
no.
booked with them, I cussed the entire time. Just off I'm like, you motherfuckers are nickel and diming the fuck out of me right now. And I don't deserve this shit.
Yeah, no, it's like, sorry, what are y'all doing? It's like, so outside of that, for a reason, Monique does not rub me the wrong way for the most part. But also, here's the other thing: you can actually ignore some people if you, even if you like, you have no problem with them. Do you know how many times I look at her daggone Instagram page? I could literally not. It's like, girl, I don't really watch her page, and she don't bother me. I'm
Hmm.
not somebody who's a hate follow. I can't do that. I can't do a hate follow. I can't do a hate watch. I'm like, girl, that is so you know what? You could come degrout my tub. I'm like, you want to do a hate watch with somebody's Instagram? How long is it? Okay, I'm gonna use a chore to do in my home so you can actually do something productive with your time. It's like, why? No, baby, y'all got that makes me mad. So Monique, again, the ripples. It was like, you know how like you get up from a picnic and you shake up the blanket to get up, like, any crumbs, any crawling ants that got you full circle fucked up trying to crawl on you. And you're like, let me fold this up. That's how this looked. Because then all of a sudden, like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah. Because here's the thing, Monique, I want to say she's not the perfect victim. It's like, she's not. She's not the perfect victim. She's not the perfect messenger. She's not the perfect speaker. She's not the perfect spokesperson. She's not, because she is the Swiss cheese of all four of those things I just said, because you can poke holes every fucking where.
Hmm.
It's like everywhere. People like the way that she speaks. People think she's funny. I still think she's one of the funniest female comedians. I'm not just saying that because I'm from Baltimore. That's not the reason why I said it, because let's be very clear. There are people
She's
from Baltimore.
hilarious.
She's hilarious. So that's why, like,
Hmm.
Monique not funny. I'm like, who told y'all that lie? The thing about it
Right.
is, when she was talking about people complaining about her, I'm like, so I ain't gonna hold you. And I know too many like people in the comedy scenes, both people have had an issue with Monique in some way, something, and some people have just kind of like left it in their back pocket and ain't said nothing until somebody asked them. It's like,
Mm.
oh, this is what happened with me and Monique. But then there are some people who have good intention or say like, she has touched me in a way. She has helped me in a way. It's like, the thing about it is,
Yeah.
that's what happens when you deal with a person.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what you do. So to watch the discourse, but let me just say this, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by the people who literally had a issue with Monique 10, 15, 20 years ago. They still got the same issue. Like, it's still fuck that bitch forever for some people. And
Yeah.
honestly, that's fine if that's how you feel. Girl, stand in it, beloved. That's fine. Because I think that's, and I don't know if you notice this too.
Uh-huh.
Some, like, I've noticed there are some people that people never change their minds about. Like, I don't give a damn what you say. Still fuck him. Or I don't give a damn what you say. That's my bitch. See how that works?
Yeah.
It's like, so it was a lot going on in that interview. So I'm saying one, two, three. Three things I want to talk. So the first is
Okay.
going to be Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels, Harry Legs, and Precious. That's all wrapped into
Okay.
one thing. Because Homegirl has, I will say this, she has not changed the story. She has not changed this story. She has talked
Yeah.
about it. And the thing about it is, and I told Cook this off mic, I'm of two minds when it comes to this. One hand, it's like, girl, shut the fuck up. We get it. They shit on you. On the other hand, it's, why the fuck do y'all keep asking her this question? You know what she's gonna say. She is not gonna say anything different. I think, wait, time out. She said something different about Lee Daniels. You wanna know why? He
Mm-hmm.
publicly apologized to her. Then all of a sudden they can work together and they fine. She stopped talking about Lee Daniels the minute that she either had a conversation, someone gave her an apology. And I'm like, that seems very, I agree with you, generational.
Mm-hmm.
Address it with me and we can move on. But actually acting like I'm crazy because you're paying me dust because you're a billionaire, you could turn off the internet if you truly wanted to.
I'm not trying to diagnose Monique,
Mm-hmm.
but I think Monique, especially her being from Baltimore, I think her coming in, especially looking at the time that they were in, I think Monique may have put her hands on a few motherfuckers. A couple
Okay.
dudes too while
Well,
we at
hold
it.
on. She said she was in the special class, and people were like, "What? I mean, what do you mean behavior?" I'm like, "Oh, so y'all didn't hear the stories about how black kids were just seen as bad. They were not diagnosed with mental health issues, and they were just put in other class to hold the black back because you you just labeled them bad."
Right.
That's what it sounds like she is, but she also, but to your credit, yeah, she sounds a little slappy and stabby and punchy.
A little bit. Not to mention she grew up with brothers
Mm-hmm. That's right, because
and
she doesn't have any sisters. Wait, does she have?
does she? I think she might have at least one.
I think she might have one.
At least
See, that's
one.
the thing. We're gonna sit here and do something. We're gonna be making sure we good. But go ahead.
Yeah, but allegedly, but no,
Yeah,
but the thing about it
allegedly.
is,
I'm
no,
sorry,
the
that's
thing
so funny.
about it is like looking at where she's coming from, because I was in Baltimore in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I, like I know how it was. Like, and her going into the comedy game, it is rough. Not
Mm-hmm.
to mention it's misogynistic.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look, she's with the likes of niggas like Steve Harvey, niggas like
Those
Don
are her
DC Curry.
peers because of her age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of them, they don't strike me as feminists.
Mm. Oh,
So
she does
I'm
have a
pretty sure,
sister.
and
She has
huh?
one sister. She has
Yeah,
two brothers and one sister. She has
right.
sister. Okay.
And so also too, her not necessarily being the prototype for 1990s fine.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of elements that probably played into her attitude
Mm-hmm.
where she may have had to, she may have been stomping across the stage like Sophia coming to get you. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't there. But something tells me like, yeah, it's a little something with that as to where the reason why some of, like, oh, I don't fuck with her because blah, blah, blah. So she strikes me as like, you not only are you not gonna fuck me over, or even if you think you're gonna fuck me over, if you looking like you're gonna fuck me over, I will bring the records to you. Like, oh, you can't tell me she wasn't on her bullshit when she was back in her day.
Yeah. So
But
she is your Sagittarius sister.
listen, hey, listen, I, girl,
We
look,
we are like both of us are fire shines. Cook's a Sag, I'm a Leo. So we sit here like, no, I get it. Fuck around and try me if you want. Try me
honey,
if you want.
we all have our moments, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and the thing about it is that yeah, for her, yeah, whatever she did in the past, I
Mm-hmm.
know a thing or two about it. Not, some people just seeing you like, listen. Some people see me as an adult, and for some of them, it's like fuck that bitch. I
Mm-hmm.
see some people as an adult, and I be like, fuck that nigga, fuck that
Mm-hmm.
bitch, fuck
Mm-hmm.
your mom. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's that's how it is. But my thing is like again. She's not, like I said before before we came on the mic,
Mm-hmm.
there's not a lot of, in my opinion, from my perspective, I'm just not seeing a lot of wisdom behind some of the things that she does. And that is where I say things like lack of growth.
Yeah, because I think, yeah, because and that's the thing, yo. When we say we agreed, it's like we did. Because I'm like, nope, points are made. Because the thing about it, she also brought up Whoopi. And the thing about it, Whoopi's an EGOT. Whoopi is
Mhm.
at a very big age. But let's be very clear. Whoopi is fucked up too.
I was
So
about to say,
it's like, girl, like, man, you've done a lot of fuck ups as of late.
I like
Point of
Whoopi's
view.
had a lot of missteps, and that's the
Yeah,
other thing.
that's the
A
other
lot of
say.
people are
Yeah.
not, they're not taking a lot of the totality of some of these artists. Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember Whoopi Artist being a new comedian on the scene. I remember when she
Mm-hmm.
got here. My mom was watching her when she was performing with that white shirt around on her head, doing her one woman stage play. My mother
Mm-hmm.
watched that religiously. So
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like when she dated Ted Danson,
And
when
humble
she
with that
dated that other
blackface.
white man
It's
from the
like
movie
when
she was
he
in.
literally could walk up there with blackface and your black girlfriend defending you. I'm like, yeah, that was Whoopi, y'all.
Honey, y'all wasn't there for that. If you wasn't
If you
there,
don't know what we
you
saying,
wasn't
it's like,
there,
if you
baby.
just, it's
That was
like
a moment,
that was
baby.
a whole
Yes,
moment. So it's
a
like, if you're like,
moment.
yeah, she only really fucked up on a view. I'm like, oh baby, Google's free.
No, no. She. Trust me. Whoopi has made many mistakes in her life, and she is the consummate. Keep fucking rolling. If take a lick and keep on ticking was a person, it'd be Whoopi because she's taken her lickings. She's had her moments
And
and
I
her
think
missteps.
that's so, to Monique's credit, I think that's probably why she was looking at her like, oh, this bitch is not judging me. Because what happens when
Hmm.
when Whoopi
Monique is with, and
people
Monique would be old enough to know.
correct. So the thing about it is like, but also see how Whoopi moves on the view. When she said, I don't give a damn what y'all think. I'm gonna say what I have to say. I'm like,
Yeah,
so you and Mo apostrophe Neek are not that much different. But I think
absolutely not.
she was trying see both of them do the same thing. They
Yeah.
use their age as like, because of my age, I am wiser, so I can give you information. I'm like, what? Man, Whoopi,
Think also
Whoopi.
too, Whoopi has a different level of respect. Whoopi's peers
Mm-hmm.
were Billy Crystal, Robin
Correct.
Williams.
George
It was a
Carlin.
whole different ball game. George Carlin. That's a
Oh,
whole
that's a
different
wild
ball
card,
game.
man. Mm-hmm.
Ball game, excuse me.
It's a
Because
whole different list because you're like, where are all the black comedians? I'm like, I don't think none of the black comedians
Whoopi
like
was
didn't.
the black comedian
I'm saying
outside
like
of
her
like
peers
Richard
being the black.
Pryor.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Richard
What I
Pryor
guess
was not
Fred
Whoopi
Sanford.
Goldberg's
I don't.
peer.
I'm saying. Uh, I'm saying Red Fox.
Red Fox.
But
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
like maybe Richard Pryor. I'm gonna say
Richard Pryor
maybe.
was alive when Whoopi Goldberg came out, and he was still doing comedy and stuff
Yeah.
and movies, but he's not her peer. And then
You
even
would
still,
you consider Eddie Murphy? Wait, did you say?
Eddie Murphy's Whoopi Goldberg's peer.
Yeah. And look,
That's
and
her peer.
it's so crazy when I
Those
think about
those
Eddie
are some
Murphy.
heavy motherfucking
That's
hitters.
that is like
That's
comedy
not a light
gold.
list at
That is not
all.
light. And it's like, oh, let's just talk about how the growth of Eddie Murphy as a
Hmm.
person.
Right.
It's like, is that yeah, it's the same one.
Hmm.
But actually, no, it's not. He's like when he said, I would never make these jokes. I'm somebody's father. I'm somebody's grandfather. And people going, how could you abandon us? Excuse me. He's a grown
Mhm.
ass man. That's what happens when you grow the fuck up. You learn. You
Mhm.
learn by listening. And I think that's also the detriment of Monique. She don't like to listen. She like
Mhm.
to talk, but she don't like to listen
Well, I think
all the
one of
way.
the things, one of the things for real as a Sagittarius is sometimes you can get very caught up on the fact that you're right.
And that's where you
And
stay.
yeah, and it's like for her, girl, like we agree. They do owe you an apology. You're not
Mm-hmm.
wrong. Now what? What you gonna do? Okay. But outside, and this is what I've always, have said. Um, Monique is right, and she has a point, and she
Mm-hmm.
does have valid grievances. Everything
Mm-hmm.
she's saying and feeling is valid. I do not disagree with her. My thing is that this is not a topic for the court of public opinion.
Because honestly, based on the jury pool, you have lost. It's like
Mm.
literally court of public opinion with Monique is literally the end of every episode of Law and Order. Bitch, you always
Dun, dun.
guilty.
Like she, and plus they're billionaires.
About Law and
They've
Order, I'm
got a,
like,
they not worried about it. It doesn't matter what she says,
I don't
it
care.
doesn't
You
matter.
lying.
Like, girl, you're not changing nobody's mind
I
about
don't
anything.
care. He's like, oh,
They
what
owe
you
you an
say?
apology, sis. And I hate to be that way because I don't. But this is sometimes you gotta learn how to. You gotta know when to take this on and when not to. Take other people's shit on and when not to. And I think that's another lesson that she's learning that she's not understanding. People can't take your issue on. Everybody is where they are, and for some people, it's not in their best interest to start arguing about with Oprah and Tyler Perry. Because if Tyler Perry called and wants them in a movie,
They gonna
looking at
go.
their
They
bank
gonna like
account, the
rent
way
a
their bank
billboard to get
account
in one
set
of their
up,
movies.
because the way their bank account set up, they might, hey, he
And
got one of them dresses back there.
yeah, and that's the thing. Cook, to your point, that's probably why she has not taken this to a real court because she know better. You like it won't even matter if you are right. You will lose. You
Because
ain't
I
got
don't.
Oprah and Tyler's backing. You don't have it. She's
Mhm.
fucking Oprah Winfrey. Like I get it. It's kind of like you go,
Like,
I
and
get
that's
it
not
that you're
something you
right.
take.
It's like, but
Yeah,
honey,
her, her issue with Oprah is not something you could take to a court
you
of law.
can't. It's nothing you can't. I'm like, the thing about it is like, is it for Tyler? I'm like, even with Tyler Perry, and it's like, I'm like, he ain't no billionaire, but I feel like he's either heading that way or he may be considered one. I'm not exactly
So
sure.
Tyler is a billionaire
Right, that's what I'm saying. You don't. Okay, so good. So that means you ain't you as a millionaire who just got out of being a thousandaire cannot fight no fucking billionaire in no court. You will lose, Tasha.
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
mind you,
Look,
because
you
I'm
can't
like,
convince me.
bitch,
You
shut the.
you can't you can't convince me that the reason why Tasha was acting like that is because she was talking to a certain somebody and they put it at
Hello.
her back. You can't convince me otherwise. I'm sorry. Like,
Thought she was
but
gonna
that's
help
topic
you,
for
didn't
another
you?
day.
Never mind. We ain't gonna say that.
Let's focus,
We ain't
focus,
talking about that. Focus, because girl, what?
focus. Because
So
yeah, no, she
yeah,
you like I
you're
can't
not
like the
winning
thing about
this.
it. Here's the deal. When Monique explains this issue about being compensated for traveling to
Mm-hmm.
do um the press tour for the movie Precious. Yes, she's correct. She was not contractually obligated to do it. However,
Correct.
in
I,
the Hollywood
I'm
system,
sorry, it's France. I still would. Here's the thing. It's bad to
mhm,
say. I still would have went though. I think I still would have went. From I'm like,
listen,
wait, okay, you want me to produce this movie? Me and my whole family coming. I feel like you could have actually. I don't think they would have not said like, oh, coach, we fuck you, coach anyway. See how that works?
hmm,
I feel like
because the point
there would have
is,
been some kind of like stipulation because I said this to cook off mic. I'm like, it's interesting that she not bringing up Gabrielle Cinnabite and that whole thing with
yeah,
the promo tour. She ain't
yeah,
have no glam. Moni got
because
her glam.
a lot of celebrities are doing these things out of their own pocket. Now, of
Mm-hmm.
course, if you are a Julia Roberts or a Meryl Streep, this
You
is
are
not a heavy
a
lift for you.
Avenger. You're in the
It's not a
DCEU
heavy lift for you to do this tour with and bring your glam
because
squad
you
with you.
already got one. They on retainer.
hmm So the thing about it is with Monique, Tyler and Oprah both say, and even
Mhm.
Monique has admitted, they talked to her and was like, look, baby girl, if you do the tour, this is the way it works. Do the
Mhm.
tour, be likable, be nice, play the game. Then if you win in your next
Mhm.
project, then you can negotiate.
I believed her when he said that. And it's like, but that's the thing. He was absolutely correct. You look at black women who win Oscars, look at what happens to them after they win it.
Right.
Outside
Because,
of Viola Davis and
right.
Octavia
Now,
Spencer.
the point is really is that they did what they were supposed to do. They told her,
Mhm.
if you do this. Now here's the thing. I can't sit with Monique and say, okay, millions of dollars have been on the line. I only made $50,000. I get it. It was an independent film.
There's no way
You
you were
knew
getting like a
going
big payday for that. It was an independent film.
you
And it,
knew going in it was an independent film. It was
yeah.
$50,000
Mhm.
and that they you knew that going into this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, no one knew that you would perform it so well
Mhm.
that you got all the Oscar buzz. Because I remember when it came out, and that
Mhm.
was the point when everybody went out to see it because they were like Mariah Carey,
Like we're
Monique,
gonna
and
see
the boys to the
Mariah with
bag.
no glam, no
No
sitting in
glam.
a tub in her apartment in a dress with glam.
Miss Mama's let her top lip grow out for Precious. And let me tell you something. That is fucking acting and fucking commitment.
And
Do you hear me? Do you fucking understand me? Your faith could never. Okay, that
like
is doing
the
the
fact that she
job.
was like, I'm gonna
Okay.
look very barefaced while y'all
hmm
enjoy me. Cause I'm like, and none of this, I kind of liked her
Listen,
character in the movie.
listen. Mariah did phenomenal
Hmm.
impressions. She really
I
did.
was very impressed. It's like, this is
Yeah,
the lady from Glitch.
long
Y'all
way
gave
from
her number
glitter,
two,
baby.
honey. I love
Long
it.
way.
I'll be having
And
us fiends.
so they talked to her and they told her and they explained to her how it worked. And Monique thought, and you listen to Monique, and her thing was, I did it my way. I stood on my principle
Hmm.
and I did it and I still won. And she kind of made it a moment where, if you listen to her comments after she won, her
Hmm.
comments were like, see Oprah, see Tyler. Like, she didn't say their names at that time, but she was like, to the people who told me I had to
I
do
had
it
to
this
be a
way, da, da, da,
certain
da.
way. Hmm.
Right. She was like, I'm showing you now I don't have to. And it's like, baby, that was the statement you were trying to make. And it's like, okay, you made it, but sweetness. No,
And that's the
now's not the
thing
time.
about like having principles and integrity is not the word I want to use. It's like, this is your thing. It's like, okay, I'm gonna stand on this. I'm like, please understand, I didn't want you to be lonely out on that ledge, Miss Watson.
Yeah. We didn't
It's
ask
like,
you to
I
do that.
wanted you to do this because one, you
hmm
made it a point to wear the same color as the first black woman who won an Oscar and could not attend the damn ceremony. So it's
Listen,
like,
baby.
the thing about it is like, you are part of history. And it's like,
hmm
girl, it's like, I get it. You're like, I was tired. I want to spend time with my family. Bring your fucking family with you. Because
Baby.
I feel like you could have negotiated, like, okay, compensation, maybe not.
Like, why didn't you
Like,
ask Tyler for a ride on
funding,
his
like,
private jet?
basically them funding the travel,
Mhm.
absolutely. Especially if you got Oprah Winfrey fucking attached to the movie.
Like, that's nothing to
Tyler
just be like,
Perry
hey, can you
and
fly
to
me and
some
my
extent Lee
kids
Daniels.
to Cannes? And we'll be there
It's
and we'll
like,
show
baby,
up.
you could have literally like, if you are making sure that Gabourey Sidibe looks nice on the promo tour, baby, please understand. Because what if she thought like, oh, you saying oh, you feel like you had she accepted it. Why? Because she was a novice just like you.
Yeah.
Just like you.
That was her
And
first film.
yeah, so it's kind of like, and the thing about it is, it's like Gabourey Sidibe is a damn joy. How
hmm
many people said it about her?
She
And
was
it's like,
very
because
charming on the press tour. She
still
showed up
is. Yeah.
with spirits. She did the work. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. Those press tours can last for like 10 to 16-hour days at a time, for
Mm-hmm.
weeks at a time. They're
Mm-hmm.
very exhausting. So yes, and they're asking, it's just a gauntlet of reporters asking you questions over and over and over
And
and
it
over
could be
again. And
literally the
sometimes
same damn
the
question
same question.
in six
So
different
yes, and you
languages.
do that and you don't break. They're watching you. They're looking at you. Yes, when the reporters say we met with her, we really liked her, blah 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 blah. The studios are reading that and they like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they want you to do, and that's why you do it. So yes, you show up and you do that. Yes, you have leverage in your next negotiation. And
You
that's what
do.
they were trying to explain
I
to her.
think,
But
and
she
it's
wanted to be right.
yeah, because it's like the thing about it is, I think when we hear, and this is something that is hard for me as well. We hear advice, we're thinking that people are just giving us advice because we're wrong, and it's not
Mhm.
necessarily true. And it's kind of like they're not giving you advice or giving you constructive criticism because they think you're wrong. They're trying to
Mhm.
maintain your level of right. They're trying to maintain, like, girl, I like, why the fuck do you think I'm on The View? Because I'm Whoopi and I live in New York and they needed a black lady to be on the show? That is
Work
not
for her.
why. It's like, why the fuck do you think I'm Oprah? If Oprah had listened to the conventional wisdom that she was told, don't do syndication, she wouldn't be Oprah. So I think
And
the
just be
other part,
told, yeah, no, also too, then that's an old studio system. That is
correct,
the white man's rules. Oprah and Tyler
exactly.
didn't make those rules,
She
baby.
did. They didn't. So it's kind
They
of like,
didn't.
I think that's the other part of y'all. I hear what y'all saying because y'all like, oh no, you got to work this way. I'm like, but yeah, both of y'all kind of did things to kind of bet on yourself and you won. The problem is that Monique bet on herself and she lost, and it's like
Well, yeah,
it didn't fall into her favor, and that's unfortunate because one, Monique is funny, and I actually like
yeah.
hearing her talk, but it's just
Hmm.
like you go, baby, it's because I agree with you. At first I was like, no, she can say it because I'm on a prayer to stop fucking asking her the question that she's never going to change the answer to. But also, I'm like, baby, the thing about it is, it's like after all this time, why are we not talking about what you're doing right now as opposed to what you did 18 years ago? I'm saying 18 because it feels like 84 years, honestly. It's like
Yeah.
y'all keep asking her this question. I don't know if y'all think she is lying and she gonna trip up and change her whole story. She has not. She has not
And
changed her story. And I'm
she
like,
hasn't.
baby, it's like y'all need to stop asking her questions. Stop asking her the same question. You're going to get the same response. You're going to get the same response. I think when it
Mhm.
comes to the whole, I'm gonna give Monique constructive criticism. The only person that I'm
Mhm.
like, I would slap the mustache off his face is actually Steve Harvey. Who the fuck do you think you talking to? It's like, so he was talking to her, and all I'm thinking is, this conversation be if Bernie was here. He would be talking
Mhm.
this way. I don't think he would at all.
No, Bernie was here, honey. Steve wouldn't have nothing to say.
Steve, excuse me. I don't know if it would be. You know what? Let me shut up. I'm not going to do this. It's like, one, I'm sitting here like the people who aren't here. Well, how would this conversation go? Because I don't think Bernie would talk to her that way. It's like,
No.
notice you don't hear Cat. I'm like, how's she cool with Cat? And they're like, when he said that was her twin brother, I'm like, this is so crazy to look at. Because I'm like, yeah, a lot of people say, like, Cat, what the fuck are you talking about? The thing about it is the whole thing with like Mark Curry and Steve Harvey thing, the fact that a lot of people didn't know that, I'm like, y'all didn't know that? Here's the thing. Remember when Mark Curry told this story again to Mike Hill? And I'm like, so y'all didn't see that? Because he flat out said it. And he also has never changed his story.
Uh-huh.
It is like, and the thing, here's the other thing. No one's telling him to shut the fuck up. It's just that we don't hear him. We don't hear you. You're not in places, got a whole lot of ears, hope a big old platform, because it was on Fox Soul. That's on the internet. That is not syndicated television. So a lot of people miss that. Mark Curry has been
Mhm.
telling this shit about Steve Harvey for damn near 25 years, and no one's telling him to shut up. But they also don't
Mhm.
hear him. So why I'm like, here's the thing, Monique,
Mhm.
we hear you.
Yeah.
So that's why they're telling you to shut up. If you were in a place where we couldn't hear you, they're like, girl, if you were just you and daddy were in the house talking about this, we wouldn't hear you. And we wouldn't
Listen.
care. So it's kind of like you go, I'm like, the thing about it is, we, it's sad to say, but it's
Hmm.
true. We don't listen to the message. We listen to the messenger. Monique is
Yeah.
never going to be the messenger on this, ever. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, she kind of should be, because she is in a demo where people really tell them, you better just be glad we list you in our fucking room. Because how are they not saying that? It's like, that's literally what y'all trying to say. I'm sorry. That's why I was like, Taraji ain't getting all of this. If
Mhm.
this was Halle Berry, she wouldn't be getting this shit either. This is never going to be Halle's story because guess what? She's Halle fucking Berry and she looks like that. Taraji kind of really not getting it because she looked like that. Monique's story is not, she's not that big of a unicorn. She's just the one people know.
Yeah.
Because it's
And
like,
also, yeah. But the thing too is that
she has done a whole bunch of other shit too. Because Cheryl Underwood got her own story about Homegirl. So
oh
there's
Lord.
that.
Man.
But
But
also, when she
I'm gonna
talked
take
about the
that with a
musical,
grain of salt.
that's
Given Cheryl's
right.
previous
I'm
comments,
just saying.
I'm taking it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Because she
saying.
used
And
to love
her,
talking about voting Republican.
okay. And then
Being a
Lonnie Love,
Republican.
when like we can sit here, like there's a lot of people who have their own experiences in a whole interpersonal things. It's kind of hard for us or anybody if they say I have a personal experience with somebody famous, they're like, how dare you talk about that person? You know what's also kind of funny? We're now sitting in a place where people are like, why is she talking about Oprah? I'm sorry, for the past 3.5 years, y'all have literally not shut up about Oprah. Y'all ain't like the way she been moving on
Listen.
shit. Should she have told y'all to shut the fuck up? I'm like, no, because when I wanted to talk about Oprah, y'all told me to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bitch. See how that works? That's so silly.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all didn't have no personal experience. Y'all just not like to watch, like, be a social media. You don't like the way she moving.
Man, oh,
Because
they've
it's
been
like,
mad at Oprah ever since she
girl.
said she wasn't going to marry Stedman and give him a baby. Niggas been
Okay,
mad at
that's the
Oprah
thing. I
ever
feel like she
since.
should have gotten her a nice little surrogate and you and Stedman put like the pieces in the lady so she can walk around and have your babies. 7,
Whole time, I
actually.
bet you Oprah and Stedman been married for like 40 years and just
Girl,
ain't say shit. But Oprah was like, I'm not having any children.
I'm not.
And then everybody just flipped their shit when she
Mm-hmm.
said that shit. And it's been like low key, like Gen X dudes, they didn't like Oprah. It was more than rap. It was more than the way she talked about rappers, because that was
Mm-hmm.
what everybody used to say. Oh,
Because
she
she
don't like
also
rappers
wasn't
because
like at the time she was big, they didn't like her. They're like,
they didn't like her.
you are not cute enough to be talking about anything.
Yeah, like you need to sit down, you need to
Sit
be
down.
quiet, you need to go
If
have
you
some
don't go
babies,
home
get
and have some
married.
babies and leave us the fuck alone.
hmm And when she was like, "That's not what I'm going to do," I'm like, "This is what I'm doing." And she's like, "I'm with Stedman because he allows me to be my full self. I don't have to dim my light or
I
tone
don't have
down
to
who
be
I
anybody but
am."
myself.
Period. So it's like ever since she said that shit, niggas ain't like Oprah, and
Mm-mm.
that's what it is. So I
So it's
know
like,
that. But so it's like,
you
yeah,
know,
it's a
like
lot of
what
baggage
always
with that.
it was like, and when I say y'all, I'm not talking about me or Cook. I'm talking about the hashtag y'all. Y'all saying she shouldn't say about Oprah. I'm like, but y'all telling a whole bunch of these people on social media to shut the fuck up either. Y'all saying go ahead. You talking about Tyler Perry. Y'all keep saying it. So what are y'all talking about? It's like, wait a minute. So because she has a personal gripe, whew, it was 84 years, with these two people. Well, it was
hmm
3, now it's 2, because one of them people said, let me tell you something. For this, I'm tired of people talking about my fucking show. That dude that lied about getting a tuna sub in Chicago done fucked up the thing. So look, can't add no more. Hey, I am sorry. Because one of the things about it is, do I think they actually harmed her? Absolutely. Want to know why? There was a
hmm
show called Project Greenlight that was on HBO talking about people being directors, directing a whole film, a whole short show. There was a black
hmm
woman on that show having an argument about representation with Matt Damon.
hmm
And they had a full on argument. And she was talking about the importance of having someone behind the camera. He said, what the fuck are you talking about? That's not true. That does not mean anything. She was like, oh, Matt Damon was dead ass wrong in this argument. Guess what happened to him? Nothing. Guess what happened to her? They took
Uh-huh.
that, said she was difficult. She flat out said she could not get any work. She was blackballed. So actually labeling a black woman difficult does hurt your career. I do believe that. It's kind of like, Monique, you should have fought against that. It's kind of hard when you got a Tyler Perry allegedly, you have a Tyler Perry Lee Daniels Oprah at that time saying that this woman's difficult. You also got Will Packer because she also told that story. I remember seeing that story about her trailer blowing up.
Yeah.
It was just
That
like,
was wild.
she's right. I ain't seen no videos, but
But the thing
it
about
was.
it, when she did all of that, once again, she didn't think it through. It's like, okay, you made your point.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't show up. You still won. Okay, guess what?
Gotta
Now
keep
we
it
have
moving.
Octavia Spence, babe. I don't know why you
And
didn't think
that's the
you wouldn't
thing.
get
And
replaced.
Octavia Spencer had a white woman fighting for her to get the same salary.
hmm
Homegirl's a real one for that one.
Jessica Chastain's always going to do the work, but
Cause
then
I
never mind.
said,
I'm not
oh,
going to go there. But
mm,
I like Jessica Chastain,
mhm.
but I need to explain some things that she's done in regards to a certain country in a certain part of the world that we're not going to get
Girl.
into right
Yeah, no,
now.
I can't because I swear some of the people that were so vocal have not said anything about what happened the night at the Grammy. Y'all ain't saying
Hmm.
nothing about a massacre at a refugee camp.
Was DJ Khaled there? I'm gonna shut up. Just go ahead. Let's just focus. Let's get back to um.
Another one. No, I'm kidding. It's horrible. But I know some of those folks are somewhat quiet. Because let me tell you something. If I was a lady who now is walking with a cane, being hateful is really not on my bingo card.
Ooh,
I can't. It's
well.
like, shut up, little boy who sat on the tickety tock. Now you want to
mm,
say, I'm so sorry y'all misunderstood the words that came out of my mouth. I'm not doing this with y'all. See, I'm trying to watch the final season, but now I'm like, I don't know. I might be busy that week.
I don't know,
I don't
but
know. I might be busy that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be washing my hair. You don't know what the date
if
is.
I do, I'm gonna do it for Caleb and Erica.
Correct. Because the fact
Yeah.
that homegirl parlayed herself into a regular and no longer recurring, I said, now that's how you now that's how you do this, bitch.
Let me
That's how
tell
I love
you,
that little girl. I'm like, can I adopt her? She is so
you can't spell America without Erica.
hey,
I was sold.
get
But yeah,
between
no,
her
like,
and Faith Herman. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
I want that little baby. She's so cute. And
Oh,
it's like, I'm like, she probably 20 years old by now that I'm thinking now that This Is Us is over. It's like
oh
shit,
Lord.
but it's like these little cheeks. But it's like you want better for somebody, but it's like you can't make somebody who literally is sitting on, they are wearing the cloak of I am right. I don't give a damn what y'all say. I'm like, baby, I'd rather be peaceful than right. It's like everybody keep people use different situations in your life with your romantic relationship, work relationship, interpersonal relationship, like familiar relationships. Do you want peace or do you want to be right? That applies to everything at this point. Do you want to be right?
Mhm.
Do you want peace? I know daddy be dicking you down at least 4 times a day.
Yeah.
That is not what we're talking about. With
Mm.
this, it's like it really don't matter because guess what? I bet you that interview would have been like an hour and 47 minutes if she had just said, you know what, at this point, it doesn't even matter. I'm in a better place where I am. To your credit, because Cook, I agree. I, I'm like, I can't even keep going back to that because what's the point? I have to move forward. I'm in a better place. That I have some things on the horizon. I am looking lovely. I have a beautiful family at home. I have love in my. I have a love. I have a man who stands. And I know Daddy get on a lot of people's nerves. He kind of get on mine too. But let me tell you something. He is 25 toes down from Monique. You don't see that too often for Black women.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that where a man is literally like, I'll give a damn what the fuck y'all say. You what you want. Excuse me. Everybody is not him or Will Smith who get on that live television and smack the shit out of somebody who should have gotten smacked 3 years ago. So there's that. It's like you don't see that too often, and that's what I think that also is an aversion for some folks. They're like, what? I'm like, how do you know that? Well, because it's Oprah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well.
so that so it's kind of like I get it. It's like because it's like I get it because it's like if you're not used to seeing something, it looks super duper weird. Is a pink zebra walking around if you see some man who is 25 toes down for a Black woman,
Wow.
especially a un a unconventional looking Black woman. I'm using that in quotes because if you're fat, you're seen as like, oh, you're not attractive. That's not true because what I will say, I who the fuck Monique's glam is right now because Homegirl was perched. I said,
Well, she's been working out for a while now.
she
Um,
has she had, and I feel like, and as much as DL get on my nerves, he's like she gained. I'm like I think she has gained a little weight, but seriously, who the fuck cares?
listen,
Who
but
cares?
it's it was a pandemic.
And even so, so If I say so, what's gonna happen? Anyway, that means okay, fine. Sydney is dicking her down 3 times and not 4. Okay, you happy? I'm kidding. It's
Mhm.
down up to 6. What you saying?
Listen, at this stage of
Oh.
the game, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what we have to learn now, it's like Jennifer Lewis said, if you sit in shit too long, eventually it starts to stop stinking. You got to come up out of it.
When when I tell you I love Jennifer
Something
with
to that
one
effect.
in way too much. When I tell you I love Jennifer with one in, and if you think homegirl don't have no grievances,
Hmm.
I got a bridge in the Bronx to sell you. You know she do.
And
She wrote a whole
interestingly
fucking
enough,
book.
speaking of Jennifer Lewis,
Hmm.
her book, The Godmother of Hollywood, honey, she spilled all the tea in that book,
Thank
and
you.
she goes into her grief with Oprah and
See?
her grievance with Oprah. And it was funny because I was watching a TikTok about it, and a girl was reading the excerpt from the book,
Mm-hmm.
and she was just like, "That's what old Hollywood does." She was like, "They write a book, they write their memoirs, and in
They
it,
put it in the
that's where
book
they
and just
spill
walk
their
away.
tea." Period. And I was like, yeah, you're right about that. That is a lost art because are these children reading?
Hello?
Are the children reading?
Hello? They're not. This is how you know the kids ain't reading. Jada Pinkett
Because,
Smith came out with a book.
period. Will Smith
Oh,
came out with a
he
book.
said he came out with a book 9 months before and said the exact same thing. This
Period.
she the first person said that. Because it was a girl on TikTok who read the excerpt from his book. The only reason why you don't know that is because Will did not go on a tour to promote said book. That's the only reason
Mhm.
why you don't know that. It's like, she's like, yeah, so on page, I said, oh. And notice, people kind of shut up after them TikToks started coming out. It's like, I already said this. Oh, that's right, because y'all don't read.
Yeah.
Y'all don't read, and he didn't promote.
No.
That's it. Like, so it's kind of like
That's the post.
that's it. That's the post. So when you think about Monet, I'm like, girl, everybody like, oh, she's so bitter. Is she though? Because there's a lot of male comedians who got her beat, who
Hmm.
literally and disclaimer, I'm not talking at no point about Mark Curry. I'm not including him. I'm talking about a whole bunch of other people that aren't as funny.
Ooh.
So the thing about it is like I feel like healing is a very interesting thing because you can still remember every single part of something that has hurt you or offended you or harmed you or was traumatic. And depending on how far away from it, it stops affecting you in a way.
Mhm.
So I'm a mind of she is so that thing I feel like it's so funny. Um, I agree with you. She is not healed. She is healing, but it's been a little bit too long for healing. Is she healing? Probably. Is she healed? I said, I'm like, you can be healed from something and still talk about it. I'm like, I feel like she's not totally healed from. I think she's healing, which is a little bit
Mhm.
different. And sometimes it's kind of like also you can't put a number on someone's healing either. It's kind of like trying to put a number on how long somebody should grieve. Take it from people
Mhm.
who have lost people, you'll be grieving for the rest of your life. How hard and how hard you grieve
It's
may
up to you.
dissipate. It's up to you. Or will you be grieving
Mhm.
for the rest of your life, honestly? That's it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I can give grace to Monique on that, but if y'all thought she was going to change her story about what happened, um, no. So I think there is the difference between a Gail King, Tamron Hall, and a Shannon Sharp. I feel like this one, I don't think she could ever sit down with Gail for obvious reason. However, comma, if somehow reason, some weird universe, she got to sit down with Gail King. Do you know that Gail King would have challenged her on a lot of stuff? In a weird universe, she is not Oprah's best friend. She is just an investigative journalist on CBS. You don't think she would have challenged some of this? She would have said, do you think, because Barbara Walters would have did the same thing. Diane Sawyer would have did the same thing. Tamron Hall damn sure would have did it. They would have challenged her to think of it another way. I think Shannon O did that maybe once, maybe. So I think that's the difference between a guy that you just feel comfortable unloading on or just sharing your story on, and someone who's actually a journalist. And that's not a knock at Shannon Sharpe. It's really not. There's a lot of people like, I'm no journalist. I feel like I'm asking some good questions. Cook is not a journalist, but I get with it. Please don't challenge us to go and get no journalism degrees. You will
Oh no, I'm not going back to
You
school.
will rue today, bitches. I will go get a certificate.
Okay, I will get a
Get a
school of
journalism
journalism project
certificate,
management
bitch.
degree out this bitch
Baby, what's the
certification.
one that wrote me up? Where's that college?
Oh, CT. What is it? What is it? Oh shit.
It's only something I talk to. Why somebody gonna text me. It's 4 letters. I can't even think of it. That's so hilariously funny. I cannot. I'm screaming.
Everest.
It's like 4 letters. I don't know. You know what, y'all? I don't.
Oh, it could be one of them.
Yeah,
It
it's one of them. Because it was a
Mhm. Look, one of them.
oh my god.
Mhm. But
Get a
no, like,
certificate. I
huh?
will get one. We ain't going to school. We're gonna get a certificate. It's gonna be 3 months and it's gonna be great. Okay, so Sans DL coming like I got all the smoke. I'm like, interesting. You ain't say nothing to Cat because I think you don't want him to talk.
Cat didn't say nothing about DL.
Well, that's true.
Look,
Well, I
I
mean
just
that's true, but also
uh-huh.
he ain't say nothing about Cat saying that thing. Oh, I mean, he ain't saying nothing really about Dave Chappelle. And Dave was like, man, why are you doing this? Why are you talking about this? Like,
I'm at Dave. What is his problem? What?
David, you have bigger fish to fry. Why
I
are
need
you
him to pull
shut up,
together.
shut up? Do you see? That's the thing. Again, this whole discourse, I'm like, y'all doing it. I bet you Bernie walk is like, and walk out, and y'all would just listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all would just listen. I'm just saying.
Oop,
So
oop, oop.
you see this, I'm like, I'm like, the thing about it is like DL, this is gonna go on for 84 years. Monique is not Shannon Sharpe. He ain't gonna go back and forth for you more than twice. He really didn't even go back and forth with Mike and Epps more than once.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, Mike had said something, Shannon said something, Mike had said something, and Shannon's like, look, we just gonna talk at the All-Star game. Oh, it's like, oh, is it over? Yeah. Why? Because that nigga's like, I'm 56 years old. I'm not doing it. Back and forth with, I'm going back and forth with you niggas. Living my best life.
Shannon said, "I'm still
Shannon's
in
like,
shape, boy.
I am
So if
not
you
doing, I
want to
am
run it,
not Sydney Hicks, honey. I'm not. So DL, you are hilarious. Monique and Sydney, y'all damn sure hilarious. I'm like, what? She's just sitting in y'all homes, in y'all studios. Girl, talk. Better yet, get on live together in Yale and talk. Like y'all are Heavenly and Sweet Tea from Married to Medicine. Get on damn live together, child. Doing this. I'm like, both of y'all are petty as hell. See, this is what happens when petty ass bitches talk about each other and think the other one is going to concede. They're not. And then we have this. It was like, girl, shut up. When he said Monique a liar, I'm like, it didn't sound like she lied on you though. It sounded like, no, what happened is what happened. You just didn't like her talking about it. You can actually say that like she a damn liar. I took it down because I felt nice. No, you didn't want to get sued and then be forced to take it down. Girl, avoid. Look here, I know you got somebody on retainer, but avoid the 3 billable hours and just take that shit down. It's literally easy. It's like, girl, it's easy. It's like, what we doing?
mm-hmm.
This. The only, and then here comes Mr. Shalon Jackson, her oldest son.
Okay, let's get into it.
When I tell, and I don't know if it just harms you in this way or makes you feel this way, to see people who have parents who did poor jobs loving them and putting it into the best they could do when you're someone who was raised by good parents or parents who actually seem to want to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
You get it's like, what the children? Why are you damaging people? That's what I thought. So it's a whole 9-minute video on this boy's, and I'm saying, boy, this is a grown ass man. He has a child. So, sidebar, Monique is a nana. She has a whole granddaughter. I don't think she's met her, which makes me sad even thinking about it, because I think that's the next part after having a child, being able to be a grandparent. So
Mm-hmm.
the fact that so I'm listening to his video, because she talked about, I'm praying that we get back together. We and he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I will say, to his credit, neither one of us want to make the effort. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like y'all are related.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, but I do. Um, so one, is heartbreaking to listen to that video. I watched it once and I was like, ooh. Cook watched it 3 times. I'm like, girl. Ooh. I
Well, I had
felt
to get it.
I felt so bad. Go ahead.
I'll be smoking, so I had to watch it a couple times, make sure I got everything the baby said.
You're
But
like, I'm sure I heard what I heard. I heard. Oh, I heard.
no, but
So
uh
yeah.
Monique has since responded to what her son has said, and it was another
Mm-hmm.
lengthy video, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get into it. But
Mm-hmm.
my thing is that it's interesting. I was watching another content creator make a video today, and they
Mm-hmm.
were like, going no contact is challenging.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing was like, he was making points like, there, even if you are family, like if you can't accept me as an adult
Mm-hmm.
and talk to me with respect,
Mm-hmm.
then there's really no point in us reconnecting. And I think the son, I believe what her son was saying, because he articulated himself very well, extremely well, and got his point across beautifully. Um, he said sometimes, what did he, oh shit. Oh, what did he say? He said, standing in your truth doesn't necessarily make you a noble person.
That yeah. It was like, yeah, that doesn't it's like that's not the same thing. I was like, ooh, girl.
And that fucked my head up because like when he said that, I was like, yeah. And I think that goes towards more along the lines of the generational thing where
Mm-hmm.
it's along the lines of, he said she valued money and things over people. So for her, maybe she threw her money at him
Yeah.
versus not really trying to dig into what the issues are and reconnect, from a place where we're not going to do these things to each other because we talked about it and addressed it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, too, a lot of times, some people don't apologize very well. And they just be like, here, are you happy now?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. And it's
I
like,
will
oh, you're
marry you
supposed to be
now.
like, yay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, oh, good, you're acknowledging it, but you're acknowledging the situation, but you're not acknowledging your fault in it. So it's like, I
Right.
got that. I think
Mm-hmm.
what gets me about this is that it sounds like a lot of pain, because it's not like he necessarily said why they stopped talking. It's none of our business, by the way. But I find it very
Mm-hmm.
interesting, because it seems like for y'all to go no contact, it cannot just be she forgot my birthday that one year. It does that is not what it sounds like. It doesn't. I think what it also sounds like is that Monique became a mother when she was literally so damn broken. And she really shouldn't be a parent at this point, but she kind of is. But it was kind of like the person who bore the brunt of that is the actual child, and that's not fair to him. It's like, girl, you're at this point where you shouldn't be a parent, but yet you are, and you're not putting them first. That happens to a lot of people. It's like, that's like, we're not going to knock you. It's just, that's what it sounds like. A very, 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 very broken person started to get put together by the man she's married to now,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah.
way after this boy was born. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like and it sounds like he resents him too.
Get a resentment type deal because he said, like he talks to his brothers and he said it does provide him comfort. Like he's not upset that
Okay.
he can't relate to what the things that he
Because they were
says
like, this is not my
about her.
experience with our mother. It's like, because it's like you
Exactly.
can't make. And the thing about it, I think he is allowing them to feel that. Not that they
Hmm.
need his permission, but he's not
Right.
angry at them that they don't see they don't see what he sees. It's like, I can't see what you saw growing up because that's not my experience.
Right. Right. You can grow up in the same house with someone and have two totally different experiences
Excuse
with
me. I'm
your
like, if
with
y'all
your
want
parents,
an example of that, look at
boys and
Jason.
girls.
Look at Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey and tell me how they lived in the same house.
Well,
They had two of the same parents.
yeah. Not to mention, look at how your son turns out versus how your daughter turns out. You
That
grew up in
part.
the same house, but you grew up very differently and
Especially, and that
experienced your
is,
parents
yeah.
differently.
And it's like, and that's also a generational thing because there's a generation of
Hmm.
parents who love their sons and raise their daughters and then see how their
Hmm.
daughters respond to them and their son.
Right. So it's like for her, I think on the one hand, I feel like it kind of based on what he said, just
Mm-hmm.
going off of only seeing his video discussing
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
that she resigned herself that I have three boys out of four. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you fuck with me. If,
Mm-hmm.
me and him ever, get together, fine. But it's like if he called her and asked her for something, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think she told him no. She didn't hang up on him and say, nah, you can't have it. He
I
could,
don't think so. But I think they're not at that place. I don't think they're. So based on that, because I haven't watched Monet, I think I saw like maybe 5 seconds of the clip of them talking. And I'm like, I'm not doing this today. But I
Hmm.
wanted to add another perspective of the discourse around this. So
Uh-huh.
a lot of people are talking about like, ooh, see, Monique, you ain't shit. However, comma, for somebody else who had a child at a very young age, 19, 20, and now he's one of the top gospel artists, and his son decided to hop on the internet and call him shit. And people were like, how dare you talk about your dad? And when he literally said, I actually cursed, they're like, well, we understand it. I mean, you're a churchy man, but these kids driving you nuts. Y'all didn't tell them, the parent, to shut up. You told the kid to shut up. When Romeo talked about what happened with his dad who exploited him allegedly and took his money,
Hmm.
what did y'all say? You need to get off the internet, stop embarrassing your daddy. When Dr. Dre's daughter talked about being
Hmm.
damn near homeless, y'all said it ain't his responsibility, and that nigga is a fucking billion. You know who also said, like, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. That wouldn't be
Y'all
me.
sure did.
That
Y'all sure did.
so it's interesting. Ironically, the person who also
Mhm.
agreed with like, no, you grown and I ain't helping my kids was the person who literally Monique sat on his show for two
He
hours and
sure
55
did.
minutes. Y'all literally
He
didn't say
sure
anything
did.
to Dr. Dre and say, oh, bring it down. She could literally live in a wing of your house, and y'all telling these kids to shut up. But now is it? Y'all
Hmm.
actually said, no, don't do this to your dad. Don't do this to him. Don't make him look bad. Because we still sit in this box of we gotta protect black men because the world just shit on them as if they don't shit on black women. And some of y'all
Hmm.
actually kind of shit on her too. And let me just say, me saying all that does not mean that Monique is right because I don't live in that house, and there's no way I'm gonna tell Shalon how the fuck he should feel.
Exactly.
Because guess what? I'm if you are still sitting there talking about this, I have a feeling, girl, he ain't doing this out of thin air. There's a lot
Nope.
of hurt. And so when he said she want me to come to her, and she said when I'm ready, so you want me to come to you? It's like,
I mean, that's something that a lot of children who
hmm,
may have dealt with an absentee parent
mm-hmm,
experience. The
mm-hmm.
parent will be like, well, the phone book works both ways.
It's
And
like
it's like,
you
my
like when
nigga,
you
you are
ready.
the
It's like,
child. You're the adult. What are you
yeah,
doing?
it's like, yeah, because it's very much like you're the adult in this situation. Like you're an adult too, yeah, but you're the adult. It was like, I get that.
Mhm.
It's like, but also, if you have so much pain and disdain for me, would you be receptive of me saying, I want to talk to you right now? Would you say, I'll talk to you when I'm good and fucking ready? See, that can go both ways. I feel like he wants her to say, I hear you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready. I want to fix this. And that is not Monique. And
Mm-hmm.
it's unfortunate because that's what she wants from other people. But you can't ask for somebody to do something that you're not willing to do. Baby, there's no fucking way. Like, I'm sorry. I can't go days without not talking to my mother. Because she'd be like, let me tell you something. You're not going to not talk to me. And not in a way of like, I am right. It's more of, if you got something to say to me, baby, say it. Say it to me right now. Because that door is open. But if you don't have a open place to give to that person, they're not going to come. He doesn't feel comfortable approaching you because guess what? It don't sound like he has had that option with you. Because if you're always sitting like, I'm the one right in this situation, that's the issue. You can never solve anything if you're always walking into it, I am right. I want peace at all times. I don't need to be right. You shouldn't always want to be right because
Mm-hmm.
it's like right will have you alone getting dicked down by Sydney 6 times a day. It's not a bad thing if people like dick, but I'm just
Ah!
saying.
She's oh boy.
But
Yeah.
like Sydney dick won't stop working after like, after a while. So
Honey, don't go and let them cross that bridge when they get there. Don't worry about
that's
that.
true. That's true. Wear the walls out, Sydney.
Ah!
Okay.
No, but
Oh
yeah,
gosh. But
those were excellent examples, by the way.
thank God. See, this is why I love Cook. Because it's like this is what people think that friendships are not relationships, they are. Because
Mm.
one, like, nope, points red, Cook right. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. Cook right. Like, she right. Like, what you want me to say? I ain't gonna say nothing different. The thing about it is like you don't have to be right. There's no that's the thing. However you feel about anybody that we have talked about today, or my opinion or Cook's opinion, we ain't right. This is just our opinion. You ain't gotta agree. I'm not gonna say kiss my ass if you don't, because you it's okay if you don't. I promise you. Unless it is Sydney Hicks. I'm kidding.
Yeah, she said,
It's okay.
unless I know, right?
It's like I like it's just your opinion. And the thing about it is
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna listen to Demetrius podcast because I kind of like her perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I'm somebody who likes Bravo shows. And there's a lot of people that I like to recaps. When I tell you each one of them has a varying opinion on somebody on a show that I watch. I
Yeah.
still watch all their fucking recaps because I'm like, I don't have to 100% agree with you. And you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
100% agree with me either. But I can see your viewpoint. That's it. It's like you don't
Yeah.
like, that's all you need to do. I'm like, I don't agree with you on this, but guess what? I don't have to. It really is okay to not go like you're 100% right. Like nobody says that shit. And you shouldn't. And it's like if you have a friend or relationship with somebody 100% agree with you on everything, I suggest you run because I'm just saying, like you should be. If no one that cares about you says to you, think of it a different way, then they really care about you. Do they want you to grow? Because growth is actually realizing, hey, I'm not right about this, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a perspective I did not think about,
Yeah.
and that's totally okay.
Listen, that's what we're here for. Iron sharpens iron. And
Stop it, shit.
the point is that, I try to look at as many perspectives on a topic as I can.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I've already come to my own conclusions about it. But
Right.
I either am going to change, make an adjustment to my conclusion,
Mm-hmm.
strengthen my conclusion, or completely do a 180,
Yeah. It's
you
like
know?
that. Especially when you're like, I never thought of it this way. I'm like, oh, that's a good point. Because my God.
And
Because
that's
when
the
you brought up
thing.
the thing about like, girl, you were not healed from this. I'm like, well, maybe she could be. Oh wait, no, she's not. I'm like, nope, you're right. I'm like,
No.
you are so right about. I was like, points are made. I'm like, that is I'm like, nope, fair. Because there's a lot. Like it's like I can think of those situations, but it's kind of like and shit is like girl, I was ready to beat somebody's ass over this shit. And then you go,
Yeah.
yeah, that happened, but guess what, girl? It is what it is. That's what happened. Yeah, whatever.
Like,
Mm,
listen, I have listen, when I get back to it, I've been on that journey.
mm.
I think since you've met me, you've probably seen about four different versions of me.
I loved all of them.
Yay. And this is my no, this is my 45 and older version. This is my I'm preparing for 50. Like,
Come on, it's your usher year, sorry.
hmm
When I'm
and a lot has changed. Like my fuck it levels have increased.
mm,
Um,
mm, I
I've
love it.
there are things that I take seriously that a few years ago I never would have even considered.
Mm, mm,
My perspectives updated, changed,
mm-hmm,
been revised on a number of topics, a number of things,
mm-hmm,
how I view people, relationships, what I want for my life.
mm,
I've been through significant upheaval in the last 5 years,
mm.
um, where number one, I'm still standing, so a bitch is grateful.
Yeah,
But number two, like, they're just things that I value now that before probably if I probably would have never either considered it or it was very low on my list of priorities. So it happens, people are people. And that's what
yeah,
I be saying, you know what I'm saying? People going people.
yeah,
And I be letting niggas know, like, when you really dig into the possible stories of for someone, like when you look at somebody as a whole person, even, like stop projecting. Like if I were in that position, just without, honey, one thing I
yeah.
really had to accept a long time ago is you don't know what the fuck you gonna do till you in that bitch.
That part, that
And it's
part.
like a lot of people be like, well, I would have. No, baby, let me tell you something.
Mm.
You don't know what
You
you would have
don't
did till you
know.
in that bitch. I don't know what I would do if somebody waved $3 million in my face. So I show grace. I gotta humble myself sometimes. Like, I don't know. Listen, I can't look at certain people and be like, yeah, that don't sound right because I don't know what I would have did if I was in that position. I don't know what it's like to not know where my next meal is coming from
Yeah.
or to be so food insecure or housing insecure
Mm-hmm.
that considering doing this
Mm-hmm.
activity
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
is a viable option for me if it's going to provide me food or shelter.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like I'm not gonna. I think maybe one of the best things my therapist ever said to me was, "You can't ask for for you from somebody else. You can't ask
Yeah,
them to behave like you. You can't
yeah,
ask them that."
yeah.
It's
And
like
not
that's
you.
very true. They're not you. It's like I would have did it
Mhm.
this way. I'm like, you can use your life experience to say they're like, what do you think about this situation? You're like, based on my life experience, X, Y, and Z. But you can't expect people to behave like you. If so, people are like, what would you do in this situation? It's like, on one hand, you go, sure, but also it's like based on my life experience, maybe this because people people make me laugh. They're like, Stephanie, you so violent. I'm like, what? Yeah, because every 2 seconds you're like, I would have beat her ass. I'm like, because I have. I'm like, I'm watching reality shows. I'm like, I'm sorry, I had to beat her ass. Like, I'm
Mhm.
like, what you mean? What I mean? You got my
Like
full circle
some.
fucked up. But then again, I might be like, I may not fight. I mean, I don't know. Y'all have lawyers. I'm too pretty to go to jail.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm sorry. What day of the week are we talking about? Friday. Oh, hell no, I ain't fighting on Friday because I'll be in jail all weekend till Monday. Absolutely not. You better catch me Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thursday, I'm like iffy on.
Listen. I already have a collection of mugshots. I don't need no more. I'm getting too old for this shit. I'm on my Danny
I'm a
Glover.
Danny Glover. I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, but no, seriously, it's life is very interesting, and when you ride the wave,
Mm.
as I've chosen to do, um,
Sometimes riding the wave is what you actually need to do.
listen, I'm trying to be, I'm on my Bruce Lee. I'm trying to be like water,
Ooh,
okay?
love that song. Make me sway. Sorry.
hmm
But
That's what we trying to do.
oh
Hmm
my gosh. But we're gonna button this up because me and Cook could talk forever. But any final thoughts on the Monica? And the thing about it is, y'all, by the time this episode come out, you know it's probably like 17 more lives that Sydney and Monique. Which, by the way, I also didn't realize that Mo apostrophe Neek is her stage name, and her name is just Monique. I was like, oh, I thought her mom was just doing something special. I never looked into her
Lord,
name because I didn't care.
that is
I didn't know,
hilarious.
like her putting an apostrophe in it was a stage name. I'm like, oh, I did not know this. But I also didn't notice that you didn't see any female comedians coming out and saying something to Monique, except for Tiffany Haddish. When I tell you, ma'am, you
Honey, don't nobody
deserved.
want to hear what she got
I
to
was like,
hear
girl,
to say.
madam, you deserve that stray that you caught during this 2 hour and 55 minute um interview. When I was like, she's like, well, if you had the husband I had, maybe you wouldn't have had two DUIs. I was like, oh, that, I felt
Well,
like she just slapped me in the face. Like, well,
listen,
point to
Tiffany don't know
me.
she over.
Tiffany, I'm like, girl, I think you have bigger fish to fry.
Like, I don't even know why you out here bumping your gums
I
at
don't know
this
why you
point in
not. I'm
time,
like,
baby.
girl, let me tell you something. You got bigger fish to fry. We trying to get you back on the stage to maybe do better job at telling the jokes or get into movies or like,
I ain't
grounding
watching her do
yourself.
nothing.
Um,
I've never watched her before, and I'm not watching her
try to
anytime
watch that
soon.
her like I think it was right after like what the girls trip that thing I think it was Black Butterfly. It was like it was a Showtime thing back when I had Showtime. R.I.P. And I was like, is she like this?
Did she what?
I was like, when I was watching it, I think it was like maybe 10, 15 minutes in, and I was like, she's sipping. Is this normal?
I don't.
I'm like, but y'all said Cat was wrong when he said she wasn't funny.
Hmm. My final thoughts on the topic are she's not wrong and she's valid. She's been seen and she's been heard.
Mm-hmm.
But this issue is not appropriate for the court of public opinion. Either she's going to have to make a move or let it go. And it's unfortunate, but that is life. That is growing, learning how to live with the apologies you're never going to receive. Once you've mastered that, you'd be surprised at what you can work through.
Cheers, say amen. So thank you because I totally agree. You are too old, Mrs. Hicks, to be walking around wanting someone, the court of public opinion, to validate you or your experience. You will find that you have lost, and that is glaringly obvious because either people are like, girl, stop, or they do not care, or they don't believe you. They're like, how dare you say this? I'm like, I could sit here and poke holes on the people that you let cook. Because on one hand, y'all told Monique we can't boycott Netflix. But then also when Dave said maybe y'all shouldn't watch the Chappelle Show on Netflix because they ain't paying me, y'all like, that might be an option. But y'all said no, I would like come hell or high water, I'm watching my fucking Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing about it is you will give people the grace when you feel like that person is worthy of your grace. Here's a spoiler alert. Everyone is worthy of it. You are not in a place to dole out who is worthy of humanity and grace and speaking their truth. You are only able to delegate who you listen to. People can say whatever the fuck they want. You ain't gotta listen, babe. You could turn it off. I promise you, it's so easy to do. I do it a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Cook does it a lot. Everybody like, did you see this? No. Why are you watching? Because I know this is why I know how to turn shit off. You want to know why? Because I have never watched Acrimony, so I will not be in that. How the fuck did she get off that boat? Hive. Y'all will not get me
Mm-hmm.
to watch this movie. Do not write to me and say, watch it. Fuck you. I will not. You
Like
will
I
not.
said, every time I sit down to attempt to watch that movie, I don't
Girl,
I become confused because I'm like, why is everybody so angry? it's an angry movie,
Texted
and
on
I'm just really.
on Tubi, and I was like, nope, I don't even care. It's on a free streaming service. I'm like, fuck you, nope, f
Let me
you,
tell you
will not,
something.
will not. Ashtray, bitch, nope. I will watch something else. Let me find Digimon to watch. I will watch anything.
Sidebar: I love Tubi, and I don't
Oh,
care.
girl, Tubi has
I love
Amen.
Tubi. Listen, they sure do.
I was like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, what? I feel like
Mhm.
they got Tubi bugs people's houses because all of a sudden it popped up. I was like,
Mhm.
oh. And I text my
I
brother,
watched
this is
Scarface
not a,
over the weekend.
I want, so I don't know if you remember this cartoon called Dinosaurs.
Someone read Dinosaurs. Why does that sound familiar?
It
Like,
came on like when it was a kid. It didn't last that long. And it's
okay.
about these dinosaurs who like were like humanoid and turn a button and all of a sudden they turn it back into like prehistoric, can't use sentences dinosaurs. And I was like, I wish they had it. And one of my brothers said, oh, it was on Tubi a while ago. I'm like, oh, who do I have to write
Mm.
to it Tubi? Can you bring dinosaurs? So basically, y'all got this shit somewhere, and I could be watching dinosaurs right now.
Yeah, I want to start exploring cartoons that I watched as a kid on these new because I think
Mm,
Thundercats did age well.
it did. I started. I'm trying to. Was I watching on Hulu? I was like, oh, how come I don't
He-Man,
remember any? I don't remember. And
yeah.
I started watching. Yeah, because I wish they had the old school He-Man back on and old school She-Ra, even though I like the new She-Ra.
They did have it on
They
Netflix,
did. They did.
but
I
it's
was like, what?
so I don't know where it is now, but I thought they aged well because I rewatched them
Hmm.
with Mina. But one of the things that I think aged the best and aged really well was Jim and the Holograms.
Yeah,
It
girl,
aged so goddamn
it
good.
is so good. I love it.
Hmm.
Like she
Hmm.
got, she brought me the box set. Like, ooh, like, oh my
Yes.
gosh! But then I watched what's one, you know. So
'Cause-
I want to know, like, remember the cartoon? Why are we talking about this? This is funny. Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
freaking
The
cartoon.
cartoon one.
I have the box set, but it's not on anywhere. I'm like, what the? I think I started watching. Do you know this is so random? Street Sharks.
Vaguely, they had on jeans and were
Mm-hmm.
fighting
I'm like,
alleys
I
and
can't remember this, and I'm looking for the Pirates of Dark Water.
I remember that.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't want to say that the homeboy with the purple head gave me a sexual awakening, but God, he to me, he was so fine.
I
The
remember
purple
Pirates of
hair.
Darkwater. I definitely remember
What
that name.
show?
Hmm.
I,
Yeah, because like I used to watch Johnny Quest, and it was another cartoon. I can't remember it, but oh, I think it might have been something the Barbarians. I can't remember what it
think
was.
I know what you're talking about.
They used to ride on those
Like
big.
remember Pound Puppies? I can't find
I
that
do.
either.
Icky Poo Puppies.
Girl,
I love Pound Puppies. Icky
yes,
Poo
that
Puppies.
Rainbow Bright, Strawberry Short. I'm like, this is stuff. I'm like, how come this is not streaming somewhere? I'm like, y'all
We
missing
need
it.
to get all
But
that back.
also, Batman the animated series has me in a fucking showboat.
Oh, honey, the
Love
Warner
it.
Brothers hub on Max.
Hello,
I'm always
girl.
watching
I'm
those
living
goddamn
it. I
movies.
was like, what you watching? I'm like Batman. I'm like the movie.
Hmm. Animated, you damn right. And my thing is, like I've been saying, DC needs to just go ahead and go there and make the
Just make it animated
R-rated.
movies because y'all are good at this. The animated
Go
part.
ahead and make them R-rated animated movies. Go ahead and
Okay.
drop that for us because it's time. We can handle it. We're ready.
Right.
Period.
So yeah, because
Fuck
then
them
this is
kids.
so funny because you said WB, but
Warner
the
Brothers. I
new
mean,
Mortal
DC
Kombat
rather.
movie where I'm like, damn,
Oh, Luke
this shit
Cage.
is good.
Luke Cage
Oh no,
on Max.
oh no, Mortal Kombat, the movie Mortal Kombat,
Okay,
the
no,
new
because
one.
there's a animated Mortal Kombat on Max right now,
Yeah,
Luke
is it?
Cage, and
Oh,
it's
it is.
rated R. Yeah,
Oh, that means I'm gonna watch it because I like the Scorpion sub. I think it was it was animated. I think it's Scorpion's Revenge. I think that's what it's called.
no, not Scorpion. I've seen Scorpion's
No,
Revenge.
I'm saying
This,
that's the animated Mortal Kombat movie I saw.
yeah, yeah. Oh
But
no,
it's
I'm
called.
talking about the one that's on Max right now. It's
It's
Luke
new.
Cage. Yeah, well, I don't know when it came out, but all I know is I looked at it, and
Mm-hmm.
at first I was like, "Oh, Mortal Kombat, Luke Cage," and I'm like, "Okay," but then I looked again, and I was like, "Wait, this is rated R."
Oh.
And then I was tuned in and I was like, oh yeah, it's
Mm.
yeah. And that's my thing. I was like, if Mortal Kombat can do this,
Mm-hmm.
Do it to lean into your darker
Yeah,
content
DCWB. I'm like,
and
that's
just
what y'all
do
should
it.
do.
Go
This live
there.
action thing. I'm like, I feel like y'all should take a break, bro.
If they're going to do live action, they need to just go there and make it rated R and just go there with the material because they got
Yeah.
the material for it. DC is a dark universe
It
and they need to
truly,
just
it
go
really
there.
is. It really is because I heard like, was it Young Justice? That's why
Hmm.
I'm like, I might have to start with the live action one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, I might
very
have to
dark.
start. Like that's the thing. I'm like, I feel like I'm like missed it probably because it's on CW and I don't know why I like nope.
I think most people prefer the animated Young Justice. I've
You
not
think
heard
it's
any.
better?
I've not watched it.
Mm.
I watched not Justice League. What is oh crap? Teen Titans live action. That's the one I
Oh,
watched.
how did I literally go like there's a live action? Where have I been? Oh, I know
Mm.
where I've been, but yeah, I missed it out. Oh, wow. Um, yeah, because I feel like I'm like in this little small window of people, if we're talking about live action, that liked Green Lantern and Man of Steel. I'm
Mhm.
like, I actually like Man of Steel. They're like, why? I'm like,
I like the animated Green Lanterns.
oh, excuse me, give me the Black Green Lantern because it's like the
Dude, I
Justice League
got it.
movie. I'm like, can we get John Stewart out here? This is yes, I've watched Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, you guys.
No, HBO Max on the DC Comics WB Hub, they
Mhm.
have John Stewart, Luke Cage. It's animated.
Okay. Ooh, this is exciting. I got stuff to watch. I'm writing this all down. Because
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
sorry, the DC animated, I told you, it is. I'm like, shit. We
Yeah,
should be
like
watching this. We should be watching this because they're like
girl,
their animated movies are so much better.
that's yeah. I will every time they come out, I watch them. Even the
Mm-hmm.
Constantine ones, I was watching like this is insane, and I'm like they need to just go ahead and just start making rated R content. That's the one
Mm-hmm.
thing Marvel can keep the PG-13 rating. Go ahead and just make it rated R. Give us the blood splatter.
Mm-hmm.
Give us the inappropriate jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Just go ahead and do it. Suicide Squad should let you know like we're ready for
Yeah, because and
the
the thing about it is,
raunchy
I still have not
comic book.
watched the newer Suicide Squad because the first Suicide Squad movie, I went, a good friend of
The
mine.
one with Idris Elba?
No, the one with Will Smith. So this is
Oh yeah.
a few years. Yeah, I haven't finished that one yet. I was like, nope, because the first
The
one,
one with
I
Idris
am.
was I
That's what I
watched it like
heard. It was better because
3
that's why we
times.
have a Peacemaker show. Is
Yeah,
it
the
because of that?
Peacemaker show. Yes, with
Yeah.
Danielle Brooks. Yep, she's in
Yeah.
it.
So this is the problem. It's like I watched that first one with Will Smith for what? And it's like the bad part of it, he's probably the better part. Kind of like how Colin Farrell was the better part of the Daredevil movie. And that movie is ass. I don't know how
I,
they got it. It literally got a sequel called Electra. I'm like, girl, what the fuck is this? But it's
I
like it was
mean,
my birthday. It came out, I think, the weekend of my birthday. So she took me to iPick to go see the movie. The experience
the,
of iPick is fantastic. That movie is kicking ass.
the
And I'm like,
only Daredevil I acknowledge is the one that came on Netflix. That's the
hello.
only one I
Because and
acknowledge.
that's the thing. I was like, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching the show. Steven is the one who literally said, oh, you should watch it. It's good. I'm like, really? He's like, it's really good.
Mhm.
And that's the
I
reason
don't
why.
even did Disney Plus put Punisher and Daredevil on yet? Because I
That's the
canceled
thing,
my
because
Disney.
I have to look. Because I think, because I know now they are in the throes of redoing it. Because I think Charlie is back as Daredevil.
Is John Bergenthal going to be reprising his role as Punisher?
That's a good. Let me see. Let me see.
I'm sorry, but I what Netflix did with Luke Cage, Jennifer
Girl.
Jones, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil and Punisher, it was
Mm-hmm.
superb. It was fucking superb. Netflix
So
did it right. That's what
I
I want
want
to
to.
see.
So here's the thing. So basically, all of them are back. The defenders. So wow, I feel like Old Man Wade or Brandon or
Mm,
Charmaine talking about the defenders of Marvel. Yeah. So the Punisher, Iron Fist or Stainless Steel Fist, if y'all know, y'all know. Luke Cage,
mhm,
Jessica Jones, Daredevil. It's all on there, including Punisher, the show Defenders, and apparently the new one Echo. And I haven't started it yet, so I
mhm.
guess now might be a good time for me to watch Agents of Shield because I didn't watch that show.
Yeah, I just don't have it in me to keep up with them like that. I'm like I enjoy Disney Plus and I really
Hmm.
appreciated it, but for the price hikes and stuff, and then
Yeah, because I
I
went
did
down
like
to
what was
like put
that?
in ads. I'm like, yeah, put ads in because I don't watch it enough. I'm like, I haven't given up on Disney Plus yet because I watched them
One
both.
of the no, one of the cartoons I really appreciated was the girl with the devil dinosaur. The
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
I enjoyed that one. That's a really good one.
Mm.
That was a
Ooh.
good one. But
Yeah.
I just didn't have the patience to sit through all of them. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't need the micro mini shows. If they would
Mm-hmm.
just put all that energy into making good movies, I'll go watch the movies. Like, I love
Yeah.
watching the movies in the timeline order. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that I do want to see more characters of color,
Correct.
and I want that in the film. I like
Yeah.
pay these people what you're paying Chris Evans and them.
Okay. Y'all, I love it. But I will and also the Percy Jack. So I was a Percy Jackson fan. I haven't read the books, but I
Hmm.
like the movies. I will
Yeah,
say the first season of the Percy Jackson show was really
I
good.
heard it was good.
It's really good, but it's and the only thing that sucks about it is that Lance Riddick was Zeus. And now they
Oh,
and it was like, and he was and mind you, he didn't show up to the season finale. And it was like, oh shit, he is the god of
I
bitch.
love Lance
And I'm like,
Riddick.
God, I love this man. So I'm like, oh, they're gonna have to recast him. I'm like, I need somebody his tone because Lance was fine, still is. But
Honey, he was my
I
captain,
would not be
okay?
mad if Giancarlo Esposito fall up on my fucking screen.
Giancarlo can do whatever he wants, but Lance Riddick was my captain from The Wire, like, period.
I was
Always
like,
and forever.
and it was like, oh my gosh, it's like, oh gosh. But the fact that they said, I think the season finale was dedicated to him rightfully so. So, yeah, we just okay, y'all. We are just talking because we're friends. But yeah, let's put a pin in Mocha minutes, y'all. I one appreciate Cook. She's gonna be back. She's also gonna be coming back with highly inappropriate. Y'all will know
Thank
when it comes
you.
back because y'all will hear me screaming it. Like it's on. It's a new episode. Download it. Thank you so much. But Cook,
Mm.
while we are awaiting new episodes, and I know I'll be on it, girl, and I was like, I'll be there. What we talking about? Don't even matter. We talking about something.
Mhm.
But tell everybody how they can follow you in anticipating of your return.
Oh, right now, let me put a pin in that because I
Mm-hmm.
still have my IG
Mm-hmm.
page, but I think it's time that I close out them Twitter accounts. I
So
don't need it. I
TBD.
don't. So as soon as I figure out what new platform I'm gonna, move over to, because I've been looking at Threads, but a lot of it just I don't feel moved like I
Okay.
once did.
Okay.
So I have to find it, but
Yeah, definitely.
regardless, the content will be there, and I'll be there, guys. Like no worries.
Mm-hmm. Keep coming. So y'all, thank you for listening. This has been the Milkman's podcast. It's been a while. I feel very rusty, but now I have COVID antibodies, so hooray.
Oh
Um,
no, feel better soon.
I'm right. It's just like I don't know. It's like bleh. But as I appreciate everybody who's listening, thank you for listening, and I will be back.
Yes, ma'am. Get better soon. Get better.
Boom.
Classless. I thought this was such a classless outbreak last night by Travis Kelce towards Andy Reid. He nearly pushed Andy Reid over, had to be restrained by one of his colleagues. Look, if this had been a black player, 100% we would have been labeling this person a thug. This is where I do agree that there is still a racial bias in this country. I do a full recap of this on the Sarah Fraser Show podcast. You can go and listen. I know that Travis ended up apologizing to Andy Reid, and Andy Reid said, they're all good, which of course he's going to say. They're not going to, air their grievances in a public forum after they just won the Super Bowl. But yeah, I didn't think this was a great look. Also, absolutely, if he had been black and Taylor Swift's boyfriend, we today 100% would have been having a conversation about, is she safe at home? that outburst was, people would be questioning if you are in a domestic violence situation. 100%.